personal choice for most of the matches I compete in.
Now, it's at this stage that the producers, for some reason, decided to add the most unnecessary warning in the history of filmmaking.
This is a shoulder roll, right over the shoulder. I about knocked myself plumb silly when I first tried to learn how to do that. Actually, the best way to practice is right in front of your bed. Make sure there's not a picture window near. I was showing one fellow how to do shoulder rolls, and he threw it right through his window.
So, by all means, juggle loaded guns by throwing them backwards over your shoulder, but don't do it near a window, because that could be dangerous. Well, that's it for part one. Join us after the break, during which feel free to try a bit of this.
Just drive that straight up into the groin.
Or indulge in a bit of this. See you in a minute. Welcome back to Help Yourself, this week helping you to survive. And so far, it's been educational.
I'm Mel and Dad.
And obscene.
Slapcocking is actually a combination between thumbing and fanning.
Well, there's no more difficult place to survive than in the cutthroat world of showbiz. They say those who can do and those who can't teach, and those who can't teach drama.
Hello and welcome to Acting Out. Today we're on location in beautiful Hollywood, Florida.
That's Hollywood, Florida, not to be confused with the one in California where actresses with any talent go. Still, how better to start an acting video than with that much-loved dramatic art form, mime?
It's called What's for Lunch Today? That's good. As you can see, pantomime is telling a story without words. It takes a little practice.
Which obviously she hasn't had time to put in. Still, one of the most interesting parts of this video, no, not interesting, what is the word? Excruciating, that's it, is the interactive section.
This is where you and I do a scene together. I'll provide my lines and you provide yours.
I literally can't wait.
Hey, what happened to you? You look like you had a fight with a barbecued chicken.
What? That's one of the worst lines I've ever heard. You do realise you're on British television and millions of people are watching you?
Me?
Yes, they're expecting you to teach them something about acting, as you promised on the cover of this video.
I think you're crazy.
Yes, we're beginning to have our doubts. In fact, the two palm trees behind you are turning in slightly less wooden performances.
They are?
They are, yes. Incidentally, we told everyone you were just miming slapcocking.
You are in so much trouble.
Which I gather you did to cover up the fact you're a closet lesbian.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
Well, good of you to be so open. So, acting out. And indeed, as a career, she probably should have ruled acting out. But, you know, despite the many acting guides designed to help you survive in show business, there's only one that finally dares to answer that tricky dilemma: how to make it in Hollywood and still be a Christian.
I'm Victoria Rogers. For more than a decade, I've been an agent in Hollywood, representing producers, directors, writers, actors, and below-the-line crew. I'm also a Christian. My personal relationship with Jesus Christ is the most important part of my life.
Well, it's good to hear that Jesus has got himself a Hollywood agent. That would be quite a comeback.
I know it won't surprise you to hear that Hollywood is one of the most competitive businesses in the world, full of rejection, anxiety, pressure, and temptation. Many Christians fear it's the new Sodom and Gomorrah and wonder how any moral person can even justify being here. Can you be a Christian and still make it in Hollywood?
Yes, is the answer, by adopting the missionary position on the casting couch. Or whatever position you prefer. Well, it's in the American Constitution that it's everyone's right to bear arms, and given that it's everyone's right to drive, it follows it must be everyone's right to do this.
Welcome to Shooting at and from Moving Vehicles.
Yes, what American's video collection would be complete without a guide to shooting at and from moving vehicles, in which you can discover what happens at 40 miles an hour. The answer being within 2 hours you can be 80 miles away. This work of art is presented by Lenny McGill, who viewers to this series may vaguely remember, and vaguely remembering him is probably the best way.
Now, you may think this is a pretty crazy idea for a video, and, well, it is. But the concept that I've seen a lot of times on television is people are shooting at cars a lot. And I've always wondered, can you really hit a car when you're shooting at it, traveling 10, 20, 30, 40 miles an hour? Mickey, thanks for having me.
Okay, Lenny.
John Pride.
Hey, Lenny, good to see you.
Two of the most accomplished shooters in both the competition circles worldwide.
That seemed like he was going faster than 30. Maybe our time zones are changing here, but that'll be interesting. I was behind the first shot. The second shot, I did get behind the target just a little bit. Someone that all of a sudden the car comes by and shooting going back and forth, you can imagine how tough it is to get the actual facts straight unless you go back and can figure out trajectories.
Yeah, surprisingly tedious. You never hear Clint Eastwood talking like that. Go ahead, punk, calculate my trajectory. Still, time for one last cautionary note from Lenny.
Don't try this at home, okay? That's real important.
Yes, that's just in case you attempted to buy a 4x4 and career through your own living room firing from the passenger seat. Now, surviving a crisis of any kind is that much easier if you see it coming. Perhaps worth mentioning to Sven-Göran Eriksson before this summer. But clairvoyance is a gift given to few, and I should warn you that the burden of this gift can often make those chosen few introspective, withdrawn, and overly serious.
What go on, babies? It's me, Miss Leo. I want to thank you for allowing me to introduce you to the wonders of the tarot. This is a spiritual undertaking. You may not yet know how to interpret the cards, but the truth is there right before you. The cards, them never lie.
That's right, the cards, them never lie. Although the people, them dealing them, are sometimes prone to exaggeration. Well, tarot cards are a way of getting answers to those little everyday questions in your life, but how to interpret them?
The Tower card. In a natural position, it symbolizes turmoil and conflict in one's home, lying, sadness, and an overall lack of peace. In the reverse position, unfortunately, it is the same. Also added is some brutality and overbearing farce.
And all you wanted to know was, would the weather be nice for your weekend in Devon? Still, Cleo leaves us with one final tip.
If you are having any difficulties in your quest to interpret the cards, please take the time to read the booklet you received with this package. Its card key is concise and very easy to follow. I also encourage you to call our customer support and service line anytime.
Though some of the lines may be busy due to unforeseen demand. Well, any full-blooded males will know that in order to survive and thrive in the sexual jungle, you have to do your best to work out what women want, which is why this next guide might come in handy. What Women Want teaches men how to be the perfect partner by using the real opinions of real women and completely unreal scenarios.
I like it when a man cooks for me. Fixing food for someone is it's a nurturing act.
And what better way of nurturing than opening a tin of tomatoes?
Hi, honey.
You okay?
Mm-hmm. In about 5 minutes, you're going to have the best dinner you ever had.
And if the moped's not there in 5 minutes, you'll get £1 off. Still, let's see what you get for preparing the person you love some boiled lasagna sheets, a pan of plum tomatoes, and a can of mixed veg. Next week he does pudding too, and she brings her sister round. Of course, another way of finding out what a woman wants is by getting a woman to tell you what she really, really wants.
This isn't going to be easy, but I want to show you what I do. I want to show you what turns me on. Come here. I want to show you.
Obviously, what turns her on is having the Salvation Army in her ensuite bathroom playing Lord of All Hopefulness. So there you are. And if you'd like to see more of this, then you're probably a 14-year-old boy. Well, that's all the help you're going to get to help yourself this week, I'm afraid. But we have shown you how to survive on your own.
Just drive that straight up into the groin.
And how to survive on Sunset Boulevard. Though we haven't quite worked out how to survive on the dance floor. Good night.
And that was the last in the series. Next tonight, it's the ITV News, with a dangerous game after that, looking for demons in the mirror in Supernatural.